Yeah.
That's what I got us down for right now.
Well, my phone says 12 to 18. Yeah, that's what my phone says. I'll go from 1 to 18.
I'll tell you what, it does say.
You got it right that way.
Up to 35, 36, 37 degrees, and I think that's gonna change the whole ball game, but especially if it has sunshine a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice today though, the sun came out and warmed up, it cleaned up really nice, cleaned up quick.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt in it, along the way.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, 10:30 or something, I ran over the office, the street was black, I mean, there was no more snow on it.
That's fun.
No.
Strong, powerful thing
Yeah,
here.
it's, Friday during the day, it's only, an inch or so. 4 to 8 during the day.
You plowing yet, Ben?
Total accumulation. Is
Nothing?
No.
Not even around the house?
Well, around the house a little bit, but, well, I can run my snow blower, you know, the one with the tractor on it.
Well, you might as well give up 4 or 5 of those accounts you got then.
Oh, I did,
Push them our way.
I did.
What'd you give them all to?
I give Gary Babby some, and give Gary, Senior Babby some, and I give some to, Stevie Bartholomew,
Oh
and,
yeah?
yeah, Matt took some, and,
Gary just got a pusher for his tractor there, he's itching.
oh, yeah.
He wants to move snow.
Yeah, after about the third storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he works for the state, so he's used to it.
I know, I'm over it. Well, I had 29 I was doing stuff, well, I had 39 altogether.
That's too much for
And
one guy.
Give Babby, 10 2 years ago.
Oh yeah?
You're still doing the railroad yard, Ben?
Huh?
Still doing the railroad yard, aren't you?
Not is doing that.
Oh, he was all cleaned up this morning.
Yeah. Oh, no, Ryan. Ryan's here from, I didn't recognize him. Yeah, Ryan's right. Yeah, I went down and moved some snow at his mother's house.
We got the streams on the
Yeah.
phone.
He's not the smoothest driver, he backs right out in front of me, I had it over the office.
Hmm?
Is that right? Oh,
Yeah, because I'm now on your way.
No, this on the screen. Oh, let's keep them.
It's keeping it up.
Driving the city, you know, to the Boston, you know.
Yeah, well, around here you get.
Actually, here we go.
Yeah, everybody comes in.
Yeah.
Is that microphone gonna sit in front of me and our son? Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Don't sneeze.
Yeah, don't sneeze.
Don't whisper. And don't lean back on that
We had
chair.
as much as we thought we were gonna get, and that certainly didn't break my heart, but like I said, if we get up there at 37 degrees.
Oh, this
we're
is
starting to be down.
not how it was supposed to be set up.
And it's 7 o'clock.
You wanna start the meeting?
Yeah, start the meeting with the pledge while I fix this thing.
Call the meeting to
There
order.
we go.
Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag, United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open the meeting to the public.
Any comments from the public? Any questions? Okay. Treasurer Letourneau, is there any additions or deletions to the bills?
We have one addition, it's the, Simply Prescriptions Group, in the amount of $6,503.79, it's the monthly bill.
Make a motion to pay the bills as amended. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there any correspondence to
You wanna
this?
back up to the minutes first?
Oh. Minutes of previous minute, meeting. Any questions? I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any correspondence today?
Yes, we, received a letter from FEMA, which I put into everybody's board packet, because it was just so surprising. This is the, grant that we had submitted, that we were told they would cover 75% of our COVID costs for cleaning supplies and that sort of stuff. And then they turned around and said that they're actually gonna cover 100%
Oh, really?
of those supplies instead of 75%.
That's good.
So yes, that was some good news to get. And that's all the correspondence.
We got a lot on the agenda. Resolution 2021-04 polling places. Is your copy already fixed, or? Cause you put that as mayor.
Yeah, it is fixed, and you don't have to read that part.
Okay. Whereas the next general election for officers in the village of Rouses Point shall be held on March 16, 2021, and whereas the board of trustees is required by section 15104, subparagraph 3 of election law to adopt a resolution designating polling places, the hours of the poll shall be open and the names of those nominated. Therefore, be resolved, the board of trustees of the village of Rouses Point designates the polling place to be Halsted Hall, Rouses Point Civic Center, 39 Lake Street, Rouses Point, New York, 12979. The hours during which polls shall be open will be 12 noon until 9 p.m. and at the candidates nominated for office in accordance to provision Article 15 of Village Election Law are Dale Menard and Joseph Rodriguez, both of Rouses Point. Be it further resolved, the village clerk is hereby directed to publish this resolution in full in the Press Republican and to post a copy of this resolution in at least 6 conspicuous places within the village on or before March 6th, and a copy be placed at the polling place. Resolution shall take effect immediately. Questions of the foregoing would duly put to vote on roll call. Trustee Dale Menard is absent today. Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Trustee Dart? Nope, that's
Pelkey.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Gadway?
Aye.
And Mayor votes aye.
Thank you.
Next resolution is 2021-05, which is complete streets. Do I need to read this entire thing?
Everyone has a copy of it, and we did have it at another board meeting. Do you want it read, or are you guys okay with that?
I just have a question.
Okay.
I have a question on the second page, where it says the village of Rouses Point and the Rouses Point Planning Board.
Right.
Does that say the zoning board of appeals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, our son already pointed that out.
Okay. That can be corrected.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Do you have a question, Ben?
No, I'm all
Trustee
set.
Arno? Okay.
Yep, I'm all set.
So with the correction in there, do we have a motion to this?
I'll second it, or I'll make a motion.
I'll
That's
second.
corrected as read. I make a motion.
Yeah, I said I second.
Oh.
Then he also said he second too. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote for this one. Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Trustee Gadway?
Aye.
Trustee Pelkey?
Aye.
And Mayor Stone votes aye. Wastewater superintendent truck.
You have an additional resolution, remember? The,
Oh, yes, the budget resolution.
budget
Which
resolution.
wasn't in my, Treasurer Arsen has his budget resolution he would like to have passed. Are there any questions about this? The resolution shall take effect immediately. I make a motion to approve this, resolution for the budget.
second.
Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Trustee Gadway?
Aye.
Trustee Pelkey?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Votes aye. Okay, that takes care of the resolutions. Danny has come, the superintendent of the water and sewer has come up with a plan to replace his current truck. He's got a truck picked out. Susan, you did put that in the mailbox, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. He's got a truck picked out, and the plan is to surplus the current truck and put it up for auction for a minimum bid of $25,000, which will cover most of the cost of the new truck.
One question I have is, you just can't go pick out a truck, you have to go out to bid, and it could be Ford, Chevy, it could be Dodge, it could be anybody that's gonna bid on it. So are you gonna surplus the truck and sell it and not have a truck for a while until the new budget goes into effect?
No, we would surplus the truck. He's already got one picked out on state contract, which only requires one source. He's already got it picked out, so what we would do is we would surplus this, he gets to use it until if it gets, the bid on the truck gets accepted. So we surplus it, it goes out for auction, we use the online auction site for as wide an audience as possible. If we get an auction, a bid for over $25,000, we can accept it. If we don't accept it. If we get the auction over $25,000, then we send the truck out and we purchase the new one using the money that's already in reserve for the new truck, plus the money we get from the auction. Which should only come out to about a difference of plus minus $2,000. Because they already picked out a truck for, I don't have it in front of me, does anyone else have it in
I
front of
put it in your mailboxes last week.
The truck shows
Work.
29,407.
Right.
We should get it about that or
We've never done this before, usually we budget it, and is the tentative budget done?
yeah, well, much of it is done, yes. We're still missing the library.
So I'm just, is the sewer rate, is the wastewater rate gonna stay the same, or, I mean, how's our funds?
Yeah, this wouldn't change it because it's already, I think I don't have the number in front of me, but there's about 5,000 or 6,000 already in the reserves for the truck for the water sewer plant. So if we get a bid on the current truck for 25, then what we already have as a reserve will cover the rest.
What if we don't get bid?
We don't have to sell the truck. Because the idea would be having a minimum bid of 25, so if no one bids for that, then we just don't do the plant.
So you would have a,
Myself, I think we should at least see what our budget is gonna be, our tentative budget. I mean, we might not even be able to afford a truck this year, even at $2,000. I mean, we can't pass these rate increases to our residents. I mean, if you had a good handle on what the budget is, on what's in the reserve accounts and how the budget is, I would agree with it, but not knowing what the budget is, I don't like to buy anything like that. I mean, that's my personal feeling.
Yeah, I don't think that.
It's just my personal feeling. To me, I like to have the money before I buy it.
Or I said, do you know how much is in the reserve? Off the top of your head, or?
no, I forgot my budget this evening, but I mean, you can't just go and spend reserve money. You have to go through a certain process.
Right.
You have to, it's subject to purpose and referendum and stuff. You have to wait 30 days from the time the resolution is
This is
passed.
more me bringing this up, cause this is a plan Danny has so that we can get a new truck by trading in the old one without having to save up $30,000 or something. We can trade in the old one, it'd be a longer process than just this, is the general idea. We trade it in, auction it off, and then instead of saving $30,000 for a new truck, every 2 years we cycle these out for less than 5.
No, it is a good plan.
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure that we can afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure we've got the ducks lined
Right.
up. I just wanted to bring this up as a thing we can.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
you're not looking
This,
for
not looking for a motion.
motion or anything, okay,
Yeah.
for discussion.
Yeah, this is for
Okay,
discussion.
no, that's excellent,
Yeah.
because, I'm sure we're gonna have budget meetings, to go over the tentative budget.
Yeah.
So we can at least put our thoughts and views in it.
Yep, and if this works for the sewer plant, water sewer plant, we can repeat this for other departments as well in the future.
The only concern I have with the wastewater plant is I know that, they're having a generator problem up there,
Yep.
and that's a big ticket item. And that kinda worries me about the cost.
Cause all their generators for, like, all the sun, for all the,
Well, the one up there, you can't get parts for anymore, where the other ones you still can get parts for.
Yeah.
And that's what kinda makes me a little nervous with the one at the wastewater plant. It's, original when the plant was built, and, they just can't get parts for it anymore, so.
Back in '86, so.
86, so you're talking, I don't know what the dollar amount, I don't know if he talked to you about dollar amount of,
about $50,000.
$50,000 to replace that generator.
And that's not the only 1986 generator we have. All the substations for the sub pumps are about as old. I think the only one that's even remotely near new is the water plant.
The water plant, the water tank, and the south end pump station's a little bit newer than what the Maple Street and the north end are.
Yeah, we got a bunch of old generators. Okay. I was also going through the code book, and I noticed it's really out of date with things such as, there's still laws in the books relating to a beach that we no longer have. There's laws in the books that ban automatic alarm systems, but we have automatic alarm systems for fire in the village. And there's also laws in the book that, I question if they're enforced at all, because there's a law on people going door to door and selling things out of their car, that they have to get permits for that, and I'm not even sure if that's enforced at all in any way, shape, or form.
I know some people usually come into the village and stuff, and they go into the village office and get the permit.
Peddler's permit.
Okay.
But people usually turn them in, if somebody's going around the village selling stuff, somebody will call up the village and say somebody's going around selling stuff, and so they usually have somebody, I don't know if the code enforcement officer does that or what.
No, I just got into that, involved in that today, and, peddlers are peddlers, but if it's somebody selling farm stuff, we have no control over that, that's an ag deal.
Yeah.
And they don't need a permit or anything if they're selling like, blueberries or something like that. I just talked to Sue about that just before the meeting here, and I had to look it up today, but if somebody comes in that town to peddle, they're supposed to get a peddler's license. The only ones that are exempt is 80-2, and it says that they're selling farm produce and things like that. This is a legal thing.
Vegetables,
Vegetables,
garden,
you know,
garden vegetables.
but we don't really have that many, seriously.
No, because I had a meeting with someone looking to start a new business in the village, and I brought that code up with them, saying that they need to do, depending on what they're doing, they need to get a peddler's permit, because they wanna make a trailer that can be towed around to be brought over to the rec center for special events, and parked out in front of a coffee shop. And I told them to get a hold of, you.
They haven't contacted me yet, the only one that has, as I said, but Sue and I just told her about it, there is a gentleman wants to come to Russell's Point and sell, veggies and things up on, Champlain Street. But that's an open one.
Okay. It also came to my attention today that, B&L helps with, comprehensive plans for villages. So this kind of segues into that, because I need to talk to the zoning planning board, I just only found out about it today. But they've got a consultation budget, so we can work with, if the planning and zoning is interested, we can work with B&L to come up with a comprehensive plan for the future of the village and update some of these old codes.
Is that something that has to be done through the attorney?
Yeah, updating the codes.
Everything has to be done through the attorney? So we could do section by section of, maybe go through and figure out the ones like you were saying that are outdated and that we don't use, eliminate them all. Try to, we're not gonna do the whole thing in one,
Yeah.
one setting, but.
You're talking a lot every time, you're talking a lot of money every time you change the local law on
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, cause to print that code book is $1,000 or something, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not that, it's illegal.
Yep.
When you change the code, there's a big legal process, it has to be gone through.
Your
It takes
attorney's
about
gotta-
6 months to
yep.
change anything.
The attorney's gotta go through it and gotta be filed with the Secretary of State.
That's probably why they haven't done it.
Right, possibly why.
Yeah.
But there should be a way to take stuff out of it rather than adding, you would think, if it doesn't,
That's something for your attorney to answer.
yeah.
I don't know if it costs just as much to take it out as it does to put it in, but.
No, probably.
Probably, an update's an update. It'd be best to update as much of it all at once, and only have to print it once, instead of doing a bunch of small ones. Okay, so also the phase one study has come in. Thankfully, everyone has the short version here, but I went through all 400 some odd pages. And everything that was in it was stuff that happened around the property, nothing on the property. They have aerial photos going all the way back to like 1920, 1930s from a plane that flew over, and there's been no development since then, as far back as they've seen it. That's just been a field for as far back as they could go. They didn't find anything in particular with that property that was any concern.
That was that K&S study?
Yep. I don't know if there's a resolution with this, or?
No, it's just part of the purchase.
All the way back to 1895. There's no action that's required on this, so take it home, read it, come back to the next meeting. Any questions, we'll get the next answer. Okay. Request for executive session, discuss employment history of a particular employee.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All, request an executive session, discuss employment history of a particular employee.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Trustee Arno?
I don't have nothing in electric or nothing in EMS.
Trustee Gadway?
Just a minute, I ain't done yet, sorry. I have one other thing, I'd like to thank Jared Turner for putting them paintings in, the old Armin's windows. And also, he put some history on one of the paintings of the Holland. He did a very good job, and it's all lit up at night. And people can go by, and I see a lot of people stopping and looking at them. And we have a couple more up to the railroad station. He said he'll change them in and out after a while. And I'd like to thank him again. Nice job. That's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Gadway?
I'd like to request executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular employee.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. And I spoke with Ethan, the new day sharpener is in, and it's working correctly, and they figured out how to use it. So, they use day sharpen, he's going to go see now. And that's all I have tonight.
I got one other one. I'd like to do an executive session on, the employment of a history of a particular person, employee.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Trustee Pelkey?
Yes, I have a couple things. I'd like to talk about the local law, it's a moratorium on electric boilers. It is, it runs out in April. I'd like to know what the board's feelings are about it, if we should, extend it or put it into a local law rather than a moratorium.
I agree, I think we should.
There's a study that was mentioned in there to be done to make it a permanent law. That study hasn't been done, to my knowledge, because I asked Susan for it, she didn't know where it was, and I haven't heard anything, so we have to extend it before we can make it a actual local law, because otherwise, with no study to back it.
So I make a motion then that we, extend the moratorium.
I think we'll have to get, Tom
I think this
Renee
requires
to
Tom Renee.
Oh,
involved in that.
I thought it was hoping he would be here tonight. So I'll bring it up at the next meeting.
And I can get whatever paperwork we need for that meeting.
I need an executive session to discuss possible litigation against a utility customer.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So. Other reports?
Just look, we're trying to tell everybody to get the rest of their budget sheets in.
I've already emailed everybody.
I know, but that's not helping me any. Cause I know you did that last week.
Is there, budget sheets for, historian?
I have them. I filled them
Oh,
out.
you filled them out? Oh, okay.
Like, the fire department is in your mailbox, and so is Public Works.
Okay.
So that, I think, leaves, library.
That's Dale, huh? Used to be me, Dale.
Yeah, it's Dale now, library and office center. He's not here today.
Welcome Center, Bob St. John's had them. I give them to Bob St. John's. I don't know, did you give them back yet?
I haven't seen it.
I'll call Bob St. John's tomorrow.
They're supposed to go to the commissioner, whoever the commissioner is.
Any public comments? Short recess to go into executive session.
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
I'd like to have you stay here, if you don't mind.